Hello and welcome to Empires of Today. I am your host, Rafael Arriaza. We have our four topics stacked up, which, as you know, I'll be going over for 90 seconds or less, at least attempting to. Starting today will be an update on the Iran deal, specifically what's going on with the Strait of Hormuz. Followed by that is a situation out of the UK where the Prime Minister has actually decided to step down. He has resigned. After that, we're going to talk about some declassified documents alleging certain things about COVID, which are quite interesting. And finally, how are tourists from Europe and elsewhere reacting to the United States visiting here for the World Cup? Let's go ahead and start with Iran. So, the talks in Switzerland did undergo today. I believe that they're still technically happening. The results of which are that apparently, and I've been hearing it called Schrodinger's Strait, which in essence is exactly what it is. We don't really know if it's open or not. Apparently, it's open to a degree. So the main passageway is not actually fully open. There's an area that's still mined, which obviously needs to be cleared out. But apparently, there has been a few dozen ships that have been able to get through, despite Iran claiming that they have again closed the strait. The US, specifically Donald Trump, has come out saying that if they close the strait, then that pretty much means that the fighting will start again. So really, we don't really know until we get specific reports back from those who are actually seeing the ships come through the strait. It appears like we're making some level of progress in terms of the talks, but then again, we don't know until we actually get some real revelations from this. One thing that is being deemed a success, though, is the ongoing talks with the Lebanese government between Israel and Lebanon, being brokered specifically through Marco Rubio. And they do seem to be agreeing to finding a way to actually physically disarm Hezbollah, which of course is a proxy of Iran. Keep in mind that Hezbollah is not the military arm of the Lebanese government. It is a proxy of the Iranians, which the US obviously wants to be dismantled. So on that side of things, looks like we're getting some progress. On the Iran deal side of things, well, we'll just have to see. Let's see if the strait can be maintained open. Let's see if they actually start letting the IAEA in to inspect their nuclear facilities, and hopefully we can get this wrapped up with an actual resolution. Let's move on to what's going on in the UK. So Keir Starmer has officially resigned as of this morning after essentially being asked to by his party. He has lost a significant amount of support due to a variety of reasons. For one, his Secretary of Defense resigned because apparently there is little support for funding of the military. The Secretary of Health also resigned. There's just little support within the party for Keir Starmer. That is different, of course, when it comes to the next leader, Andy Burnham, which was the former mayor of Manchester. He seems to have the support to actually become the next prime minister. He did win a seat in parliament. Keep in mind that in a parliamentary system, you have to be a member of parliament to become the prime minister. So considering that he had won his seat, he is no longer the mayor of Manchester. He is now, in essence, the leader of the party. The opposition from the Reform UK party, Nigel Farage, is calling for a general election, saying that, obviously they can't just keep installing leaders as time goes by. The fact is this is the seventh resignation since Brexit that the UK has experienced, and let's just hope that they find some sort of stability. Now, out of the intelligence department, the director of national intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard, who will now be the former director, as one of the last things that she did in her tenure was release classified information, or formally classified information, alleging that Dr. Anthony Fauci had some sort of involvement with the Wuhan labs, which, again, allegedly are the source of the COVID virus. Now, Up until now, there has been absolutely no confirmation of exactly where the virus began. Keep in mind, though, that back then, and we're talking really just even 5 years ago, it was considered a complete conspiracy that this virus had come from a lab. It does seem, according to these documents, that Fauci was involved in the gain of function research out of the Wuhan lab, specifically on coronaviruses that are derived from bats. And I mean, this isn't really a great look when it comes down to it. You know, we were told a lot of different things about COVID. We were specifically told by Anthony Fauci that it had not come from a lab. And it appears, once again, allegedly, that he might have even had prior knowledge to specifically which lab it might have even been leaked from. Again, this is not fully substantiated. These are released documents, so declassified documents which allege these things, but it is definitely something to keep paying attention to. Finally, people coming to the US, specifically tourists from Europe, tourists from Asia, are absolutely loving the United States. This is really a great story because it at least puts into a little bit of perspective how great this country is. They've been loving things such as Buc-ee's in the South, you know, comparing it to a Disney World mixed with a gas station, mixed with a gift shop. They've been loving all the food that's available, even the giant portions that a lot of people even complain about. And this is going on, you know, whether it's a red state, blue state. I mean, the Scottish are loving Boston. The Dutch from the Netherlands are absolutely loving the South, Texas barbecue and everything. There's even a situation where customs, U.S. Customs, is having to seize loads of ranch dressing because apparently the tourists are coming here. They've never experienced dipping things in ranch dressing, and they're absolutely loving it. I mean, these are some small things, but really, it's just to put into perspective. This remains the absolute greatest country on earth, arguably the greatest country in human history. And if you have the benefit of either being a resident here, being a citizen here, you know, really just look around, smell the roses. You're in the greatest place on earth. That's all I've got for today. Thank you so much for joining us. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in a couple days. Bye.